Welcome back to Math 171, Pre-Calculus Algebra. In this video, we're going to take a look at the geometry of inverse functions, and from that, get a criteria for figuring out if a function actually has an inverse function. So I'm going to put a coordinate plane here. And I'm just going to draw a function here. So that's approximately y equals x cubed. No guarantee that anything is to scale. But if we were to take an actual function, then graph that and its inverse, this is something I would encourage you to play around with on your own calculator. Let me draw one more line in here. So that line is y equals x. We're going to say the blue line is f of x, and then the green line is f inverse of x. So this is not truly drawn to scale, but we can see the f inverse is a reflection across y equals x. But one thing that does do is it makes it so that things that are vertical in the original function, these features are now going to be horizontal. Which means, if I have a function such as y equals x squared, which that's shifted a little bit up from y equals x squared, but you get the idea. Well, now if I reflect that across y equals x, I'm going to get something like that, and as we learned earlier, the vertical line test, that doesn't obey it. So, let me erase that vertical line, and I'm also going to erase the inverse. I'm going to have to redraw that. But it does turn out that we had a way of knowing whether or not a function has an inverse function just looking at this. And that is, we can draw a horizontal line. And if that intersects the graph of the function more than once, then the function does not have an inverse. If there's not a horizontal line that intersects the function more than once, then this function is what is called. So this is not 1-to-1. But this is a 1-to-1 function. What the literal definition is of 1-to-1, it means for every y value the function takes on, there's exactly one x that corresponds to it. So, kind of like we have the definition of a function saying that for every x there's one y, a function being 1-to-1 also requires that to work the other way. For every y, there's exactly one x. So that will conclude the videos for today's class. Tomorrow we're going to look into some things regarding distance within the coordinate plane, and From that, we can talk about graphs of circles. And then we're going to move on to talk about, once I can get to the contents here, some of the different ways that we can use functions to model things that happen in the real world. So, I remind you, the live sessions are going on within Blackboard, Monday through Thursday, 2 to 4:20. And of course, I also have my office hours online you can feel free to join me for. And with that, I will have more videos for you tomorrow.